Should we try again? Now, here's the thing. I went live and the subject was why you shouldn't try and do things perfectly because it never works. And that is what just happened is a great example of just things not going perfect. In the same way as last week, my mic died and that ruined it. A few weeks back while I was live, the door went, it was the window cleaner, so I had to answer the door because the dogs are barking and he needed to be let through the side. Couldn't just leave it. I'm the only one in the house. That's one of the things about, I guess, working from home. And this time had to stop the live because had to speak to my wife because she was ringing me from work and I thought, something might be off. And again, this is one of those things. Do you just then decide to quit and not try and go live because things happen, or do you just laugh and crack on? Well, you just laugh and crack on, and here we are. So before we quit that last live, all we did was really discuss kind of my journey, very short. Haven't been very, very perfect this year, gradually becoming more towards perfect the closer I get. And now I'm having to be, because if I carry on, because the level of your perfection really needs to reflect your goals. And if I'm going to do a photo shoot, based on where I am now, calories are low, I'm walking all the time, I'm doing cardio, I'm training hard, I don't really have much leeway for error, basically. But if you're just trying to lose 5-10 kilos and you want to look good for the beach, you don't have to be perfect. And if you try and be perfect as an executive, you're not going to do it because you have a life that does not allow you to have a perfect diet or a perfect workout plan. You will mess it up. You will go wrong. You're only human. That's where we kind of got to. And then I had to get off the live to deal with life again, because it never goes perfectly. Although it is a great reason why in the new year, I am going to convert the garage into an office, so I can just hide away and pretend that I'm actually 10 miles away. And if anyone knocks on the door, anyone pops around, I'm not in. But that will be it, and that will be nice. How do you get there? Well, I just started to talk about mindset. The mindset has to be that you are able to achieve your goals without the perfection, because if you are a kind of an all or nothing kind of perfectionist, very successful in other areas of your life, and you believe that small deviations from your plan will not get you the results that you want, one or two things happens. It either makes you think, why bother? Why try any harder? Or for a lot of you, you use it as an excuse to then kind of go off the rails for the rest of the day or the rest of the week. I'll start again on Monday. I'll start again next month. I'll start again after the holiday. And then this cycle continues. You really need to be able to get to the point where if you make a mistake, or it may not even be a mistake, you may just have life just gets in the way. And instead of doing 4 sessions, you do 2. Or you end up just going over your calories because you've gone out with for a business meal or something, and something just happens and you try to control it and it doesn't always go to plan. You have to get to the point where you're like, logically, the rest of the week was good. Why would this one meal, why would one skipped workout make a difference? It really doesn't. But that can only be said if you're doing everything else well. So that's where being good, ticking the boxes, sticking to your plan, 80% of the time comes up. And I use the example of my client Jordan before I stopped the live, who has recently done 3 weeks of business travel. And that's quite hard. If you went traveling for 3 weeks, whether it's for business or even a holiday, probably harder if it's a holiday because there is more pressure to have fun, enjoy yourself. But regardless, if you're away from the house for 3 weeks, staying in hotels, flying, there's jet lag, and of course you have to eat every single meal in a restaurant like he did, then you better have a mindset that allows you to understand that it's not necessarily going to ruin your progress, or the very least maintained. You also need the strategy, which leads me to what I was going to talk about before I kind of jumped off and jumped back on. What is the strategy? Or what do you need to know? Well, you need to understand nutrition in a way that allows you to adapt it. You need to understand that certain foods aren't good and bad. You need to understand how to change workouts. So a good example is, maybe you are someone that for the most part can go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then something comes up and maybe you have to do, like, it's not ideal. I use this as an example to say I wouldn't recommend it if possible. But let's say you're used to doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but something comes along and you have to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days back to back, and then no training. Not ideal. Chances are you might be better off just doing Monday and the Wednesday. But for the example, to maintain like the example, would you know what to do to change it? Do you know how to change your workout from 3 1-hour sessions to 2 half-an-hour sessions and still make them as productive as possible? Do you know how to take those 3 gym sessions you were doing and make them 2 sessions that you can do in your hotel room? Lots of my clients take bands with them. Why? Because they come in a little bag, they're versatile, they give you some resistance, and why would you not put them in your luggage? If you've got this, you will have the space. And then you can make your workouts far more beneficial than you would if you didn't have them. Some hotels will have gyms, they might not. So really the strategy is understanding how, really from a strategic point of view, it comes back to principles. Do you understand the calorie deficit? Do you understand how muscle is built? Do you understand the need for, say, mechanical tension? Do you understand volume? Like, do you just understand some of these basics? Because if you understand those basics from a fat loss point of view and a muscle building point of view, and you are somebody that knows how to build plans, what that allows you to do is adapt them. It just allows you to change them based on your circumstances. A lot of men over 40, a lot of executives, kind of the best they might do a lot of the time is find a diet on bodybuilding.com, or nowadays I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you are using like ChatGPT, or you're going to your favorite fitness influencer, and then I've got a workout that you could download. I've got a free guide that has a workout in it. Doesn't mean it will work 100% of the time. But that is how you allow yourself to not be so perfect. I think, honestly, most of it comes back to mindset. Don't believe that you have to be perfect. Don't believe in good and bad foods. Don't be the guy that makes a teeny mistake, misses one workout, has a lapse, has a moment of weakness, has a couple of hobnobs. I've done it a couple of times this year. I've been starving, or I've just I've wanted to eat something, and I've had a couple of biscuits, and I thought to myself after, that was stupid. If I'm being completely transparent, at the end of it, after it, I'll always say to myself, that wasn't worth it. It never is, but you do it. The key is 2 biscuits don't turn into 5 biscuits and a pizza. 1 missed session doesn't turn into 3 missed sessions. 1 accidental lie-in doesn't turn into several lie-ins. It doesn't spiral out of control. And a lot of that comes down to just hopefully you by now knowing that you can get results even if things can't be perfect. Right, we'll leave it at that. Kind of annoying that I had to jump off, but there we go. It's rather fitting for the subject we've been talking about. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back on tomorrow at some point, because obviously I'm still getting these steps in. I'm now up to trying to do, I've been averaging this week about 17,000. So going live at lunchtime is a nice way for me to add what have I done so far. 1 kilometer, which is for me about 1,500 steps. Chipping away. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you want some help with your health and fitness goals, if you are somebody who yo-yo diets, who can never be consistent as an executive because you're always trying to be perfect, You've got too many rules in your head. I've got to do this. I must train this many times. I must eat these foods, not eat these foods. What do I do when I have a business meeting? And your whole head is going to explode. What we do in my coaching program is remove probably about 80% of that BS and just focus on things that actually matter. And if I teach you those things, you'll be more consistent, you'll get results. And if you're like most of the guys I work with, you'll be annoyed and you'll say, why didn't someone teach me this 10, 20, 30 years ago? I don't know why, but if you want some help with that, send me a message saying I'm a perfectionist or just perfectionist, and we'll go from there. Have a good day.